Hello and welcome. It is time to say goodbye to the beautiful island of Boracay and of course the Piccolo of Boracay Hotel as well, which is where we've been staying for the last few nights. Now I am watching this back for the first ever time, and as you can see I was not the one filming, so for the next half an hour it is all going to be new footage to me. Now there was a storm the night before, hence why there's all the puddles, and if you have been watching the vlogs over in the Philippines playlist on the Global Life Travels channel, I have been saying for most of the uploads, make sure you wear flip-flops until you get onto the local transportation. And what do I go and do? I wear my trainers. So you get pinned to the side of the wall and you basically hope for the best. Luckily I didn't fall in, but those suitcases weren't the lightest because the yellow one was 19.9 kilos and the black suitcase came in at, I think it was 19.3, so there was some good weight to both of those, so didn't manage to drop them into the actual water itself, so that was handy, and we did manage to squeeze through all the little bits and pieces. But you can see there's like a little makeshift path that is on the right hand side. In all fairness, they were in the process of trying to get all of that sorted and fixed for drainage on our last day that we were there, sorry, the last evening that we were there, so I would imagine by now all of that would have been sorted. But the point of this video is us leaving the hotel and then we're going to be making our way to the local island airport. From there we end up in Manila because we were supposed to be going back to Davao. When we get to Davao, it was an absolute nightmare because there was loads of storms as we left to come here, and there was a huge knock-on effect of loads and loads of cancelled flights. Everything had been chopped and changed about, and everybody's flight had basically been moved about, and we just ended up going somewhere else. So even though I had a ticket to go to one place, rather than having to wait for no idea how long, we decided to book something else spontaneous when we were there, and I will explain that as we go. So, like I said, we're watching this back for the very first time. The way this works with regards to the transportation, it is super easy. You can see we've literally just walked out in a straight line. You come to the centre of the island and there is an e-trike pickup point, and they will just take you now directly to the actual place that you need to go. Now, don't forget, because you're on an island, you have to go to the boat first. Then on the boat, that will then take you to another form of transportation that will then take you to the check-in at the airport desk. So we have 3 different types of transportation to go, and it was really simple. It's all set up. If you are new to traveling and you are unsure how to get about, this I think is the easiest and most efficient transportation I think I've ever used anywhere else around the world, because every local guide knows where you want to be going if you've got a suitcase coming from one way or the other. And if I remember rightly, bits and pieces were filmed at the boats, and you would just see how busy that section is, and then it's just really easy. You just get your tickets, you get given your sticker, and then you just move on to your boat, which will take you back to your destination, which pretty much everybody there with a suitcase was looking to go back to the airport. But you can see the sun was coming out and the temperature was beautiful. It was a glorious morning. So it took, all in all, 1 hour to get from the Boracay Hotel, so the Piccolo Hotel, all the way back to the airport. It was 1 hour needed. So if you are staying on this island and you are staying anywhere around the Piccolo of Boracay Hotel, Google it, see how close you are to where we were staying. You need 1 hour to get to the airport, and then the check-in is really easy. The airport is tiny. It's got a handful of check-in desks, and then you've got a couple of seats to sit on at the other end. There is a rather interesting thing that I know I filmed, so I have added this into the airport bit, because we have a bus race on the runway. Yes, I have said that right. I have never experienced that in my life before because of how we had to get from one side of the airport to the other. So you have that to look forward to as we go through. So I think we've got a couple of minutes of this, and then we'll jump to the next section. So obviously not filming the whole thing. This video is much shorter than the one on the way over. But not only do we have the 3 different types of transportation, then we've also got the bus race. Like I said, we've then got Manila. Then I'll run you through all the different reasons why we didn't end up going to Davao, because seats were basically lost on the plane. That's the easiest way to explain it. So we ended up having lunch, figuring out where we can go. We picked a new destination before the food had actually arrived, and then we had a huge wait and a delay, and then we end up arriving at a different island, and then we end up in the hotel. So all of that is to come. within the next 33 minutes of this upload. So there's quite a lot to cover on this, but it does prove a point of just how easy it is to get around, and doing one spontaneous booking over lunch to then get to the next destination, it was simple enough. The following day, the other hand, was a little bit more fruity, so that will be the video that follows. The 4 to 6 hour sort of bus journey that you needed to then get to our destination was a little bit longer than the 33 minutes that we are going to be covering on this one. So I'm going to be putting that together strategically so it is not hugely long, but the drive itself was massive. But that misery will happen in a separate video, but you've got all of this to look forward to now. So we are already 6 minutes in. Like I said, they drive simple enough. It's easy enough for them. They know exactly where they're going. They do it all the time, I would imagine. And that main pickup point there's loads of those pickups all around the island. It just happened to be that it was really, really close to our hotel. We were on a strip of a handful of other hotels as well. So that little pocket where the water was, there was another sort of maybe 4 or 5 hotels just there. And then you obviously just walk straight up. You just get picked up. There's a queue of these waiting all around the mall, and obviously at that pickup point as well. And then they just shoot you off to wherever it needs to go. But with regards to the Philippines so far, there is lots and lots of videos available in that playlist. Now, there is an island from Davao already, which was absolutely stunning. So try and check that out. That was a beautiful sort of area where you could just chill out and just relax. And then you've got all of the other videos from Boracay. Now, you've got all the different transportation stuff, you've got the hotel tours, you've got some bits and pieces from Manila as well. You, of course, have got all the good weather, you've got all the bad weather, what it's like to get caught out in the storm, but this was a beautiful, beautiful morning. So we're very, very lucky that the water itself was not choppy whatsoever, and you could just get here, not a problem. Now, I did say in the video coming over that I actually hoped I would have filmed how you picked up the transportation to then get to here, but me being stupid, you obviously have to go through security to actually get through. So when you leave the airport, you go at the back of the airport, obviously. We now come in at the front of the airport, so I haven't got that footage to add, but it is very, very simple just to pick up your tickets and pick up all the little bits and pieces to get around. It is as easy as doing what we're doing now, of just getting on here. The nice thing about all of these is that every single one of the drivers have the same prices, so they will let you know exactly how much it is. You can see for yourself how much it's going to be. You can pay them straight away, leave a little tip, and you do not, as a tourist, have to worry about getting overcharged. It is not like a taxi service where they don't turn on the meter, so you don't have to worry about that, because there are certain countries in the world where it is a nightmare to get around, whereas this was an absolute dream. Now, you would have seen it in the title that we are on our way from here to a place called El Nido, which was beautiful. There is some amazing waterfall walks that will be going on, zip lines and all that kind of thing. You could be as adventurous as you wanted or as lazy as you liked. So it really, really was a beautiful place. So there's going to be lots of more activity-based bits and pieces to come with regards to the island that we're going to be going to. And of course, like I said, there's lots and lots of videos to check out in the Philippines playlist of the stuff that we've already done, just like the sunset cruises and all of the other little activities and how-to guides to get around the island. Super easy to explore by foot, and of course it's really easy to get around like this as well. Now, I think it's actually quicker this side of the island getting from here to the boats because it is downhill. So we are already there. So you can see you've got loads and loads of e-trikes, lots and lots of people being dropped off. Really, really simple. So they just dump you off in the middle. You can see you've got the little tents. Now those tents are also where you can get picked up to then go to where we've just gone, but we are doing it in reverse. So we now come into this little section just here. You can see all these people with the bags. You can see you've got all the porters and everything up at the top with the nice bright pink and blue. They will help you with your luggage if need be. You literally just go to the counter, you pay for where it is that you want to go, you fill out your ticket, you get given a sticker that goes across your chest, and then you walk your way over to the boat. Now obviously you can either carry your own luggage or you can get a porter to help you. A lot of people just get the porters because can be quite a long, heavy walk. So you can see all of these people are just filling out the forms that they need to fill out. You pay your fee. It is a little bit more expensive if you are a tourist, because you do have a tourist fee on top, but they do put all of the money back into the island, which is always a really nice thing. Because if you've noticed, Everything is crystal clear. There is no rubbish about. The beaches are incredible, and of course the water looks absolutely beautiful as well. And that is me just trying to get the camera sorted. So this is obviously where we got dropped off to go to the hotel the first time, but we actually walked around the back of this bit. So the big red long bit is where we walked all the way down. Then we walked around the back to the sort of like the almost like the pickup point of where you speak to different people to let them know where it is that you want to go. You can get on an e-trike, or you can get in a different form of transportation if required. You can see how easy it is getting on the e-trikes. Really did like getting on those, because it was just a really nice experience to get on. And this, you're now coming back round the other way, is like a big circle. You fill the forms out from the one side, you go to the other, you get the bits and pieces. You can see our luggage is being taken, thinking that we have to walk quite a far distance, and we just walk to this boat here. So felt a little bit guilty, to be honest, just giving it to the porter to just carry up these stairs. Throw one on the shoulder, hold the other one, and up we go, and on we go, nice and simple. But like I said, you get given a seat reservation number, and you also get given a sticker. The sticker is actually the boat that you're getting on, and obviously the seat number relates to the seat that you're sitting on, which is nice and simple. But it does not take long at all. The second this boat is full, it is gone, and the next one is obviously on its way. So they are running all the time. So it's not like you're going to be stuck here for a huge amount of time. You are continuously going all the time, so you don't have to worry whatsoever. So you can see that we have got an empty boat, and like I said, it is a full hour. That's all you need to give, and you can see that you're just passing over your different seat numbers to the people that are sort of walking around. So there's obviously a person on board, I should say a member of staff. I was about to say an officer then, but that is not the case. You can see our porter now is off and away, and we are just getting our seats, sitting down. So you can see there, Admira's got seat 14 and 15, so we will then give that to the person that is walking around and everybody else that is coming on. I kept the camera on purpose just to show you how quickly the boat gets loaded. It does not take long whatsoever. We're obviously the first on, and within another 30 seconds, that's it. They are ready to go. The driver sits himself down, and off you go. But you can see just how many seats there are just there. So I'm turning around as the person comes in behind me. No idea that person was there either. And you can see now we are pulling off. The driver is on his way, and it didn't take long for Admira, well, to fall asleep. But you can see the stickers on our chest. That just proves that we are there. And again, the porter, well, I think it was a porter or the driver actually helped me off on this one, because it was just really easy just to carry these up, because you walked up a couple of stairs and then you are away. So we are now the other side. So that boat journey, I think, was about 10 minutes. I don't think it was that long in total. So if you did need a little bit of a kip, because it was first thing in the morning, well, obviously you can catch yourself some sleep and catch back up on some rest, especially if you've got a late night and an early start, and obviously you've got all the packing or all the horribleness. But you can see loads and loads of porters helping everybody about. This bit isn't too bad. So if you are lucky enough to obviously get a morning boat, you literally just come here and you just walk down to this bit, and that's fine, that's easy enough. If you had to do what we did on the way out, it is a serious walk over really choppy waters. Just get a porter to help you. If you've got one suitcase, you might get away with it. But if you've got two, or a big backpack and a suitcase, don't even stress about it. Just give it to one of the porters. You just tip them whatever. I don't think there's a set fee. You just make them happy. Just give them some money, and they make your life a lot easier. But you can see all of the people already on the right-hand side are walking down, and everybody on the left-hand side is walking back away. And it's very, very bizarre watching this back, like I said, for the first time, because normally I know what to expect, but I have absolutely no idea what is coming. I don't even know where the camera's going to get pointed. So it's always a little bit weird and wonderful, but it's also amazing at the same time. So I'm basically watching this and experiencing it all over again, and it was beautiful. The water itself was crystal clear. But don't forget, at this point we thought we were going back to Davao. The tickets were booked, and we thought, yeah, there'll be absolutely no problem. It wasn't until we got to Manila, it was an absolute nightmare. Loads and loads of flights were full. Loads of tickets had been chopped and changed. We had been moved down the pecking order. We then got put on different flights. Then Admira couldn't get on a flight, so I could, she couldn't. It was just one of those. But it was just, the airport itself was just playing catch up, and I did not mind whatsoever. So we just ended up booking something else. And like I said, we ended up somewhere that was in incredible, and that is what we are going to have a sneak peek at towards the end of this video, and then all of that playlist will start. So it will stay within the Philippines playlist, so you don't have to worry about hunting anything down. So if you've just caught this video for the first time and you would like to see some of the bits and pieces from Boracay, you don't have to worry, because the next video that follows this, they're all happening in order. So it started off in Manila, then we came over to here, and then now we're going to El Nido. Now, again, because this is in reverse, if you did watch the first video, I did say about these wagons. Now, you just literally spoke to one of the gentlemen that was just there, and they just point you in the right direction. It looks like it's utter chaos, but it's not. It is so easy. You've got all of these vehicles that are coming in, they're picking them up from the different hotels or taking them back to groups as a hotel. We are then just going around, we get told to follow some of these, so we're just following around, zigzagging about, and then you just join the queue that is in the middle. You get yourself on one of the e-trikes. You can see one of the e-trikes that have just gone, and then we get a ticket. You wait in line for the ticket. They basically call your number. On you jump, off you go. Nice and simple, nice and easy. You don't have to worry about it whatsoever. Now, if it's not a trike that you're going to be getting on, because I don't think it is an e-trike for this one, we are getting onto a little minivan. As a clump, we all get taken to the airport. So you have got the opportunity of an e-trike if you want to, but I think, if I remember rightly, we are about to get on a little minibus, which they're amazing things. Loads and loads and loads of space on them. I'm sure that is what we're doing. So you can see they fill up very, very quickly. So they're continuously going to the airport. Because don't forget, it's lots and lots of people are coming from different islands, all come into this bit. This is obviously like their main central hub. It's all organised. You don't have to worry about anything. On you get, off you go. Your fee's been paid already, so I'm pretty sure you pay the fee in full at the other end, and then you pay the one fee and you go, or if need be you might have to pay a little bit just here. That I can't remember, but it is very, very simple indeed, so you don't have to worry about it. You can see as a group we are all going nice and easy, and then we all get on. I think we throw everything in the boot, and then the driver just gets back off again. So I'm sure it's all been prepaid, because that's what your ticket and sticker is for, so they know exactly where to take everybody. So it all makes sense, because, well, you're paying for both at the same time. You can see just how many of those little minibuses are lined up, and then you've got all the different tents. Yes, I was right, so I'm not getting it mixed up with a different bit. Like I said, not watched it back. I am doing my best with this one, just watching it back for the first time. It would have been a lot easier if I watched it all and then did it again, but then I would have needed about an hour and a half just to be able to get to this point. But it is as simple as throw all your bits and pieces in the back, keep your backpack with you for the smaller ones, and then you just jump yourself on. You've got a configuration of driving seat and then 2 at the front, then you've got a row of 3 by the slidey door, then it's a 2 and a 1 for people to walk by, and then you've got another row of 3 at the back as well. So again, this does not take long to load up. I don't know when the camera is going to get turned off. I don't know if the camera does get turned off. I don't know what we are going to see. But again, it's very, very handy to keep on, just so you can see how long it takes to load up. Driver gets in, and then we are away. So you can see, I think I'm getting in because I've just put all the bits and pieces in the back. Won't take long for the driver to get round. I'm pretty sure somebody gets in at the front as well. I get sandwiched in the middle, and then there's a driver walking around now. So again, that is from it being a complete empty wagon to a full wagon, and the driver is in and about to go. So nobody messes around. It is so organized, and you can see that they will be just spitting these out continuously. So the next lot that were on our boat, if they need to get on another one, well, as a group they'll just go there, and so on and so forth. It does not take long at all, and you can see we're not even the first one to get out either. So there's a couple in front of us as they're wrapping round. Don't forget, some of these are dropping people off, some of these are picking people up as well, and it is just a continuous thing. And like I said, it would not put me off whatsoever going back here, just for how easy the transportation is. But again, this is where we got picked up from, or drove to from the airport. So this is if you're thinking of doing it in the opposite way, you literally came from the airport to this bit, and then you just did all the sign-in stuff and everything else, and you just get dropped off around these tents. So it really is that easy either way for whatever it is that you are doing. Now, we've only got 13 minutes left, and I really don't know what is to come. I think we've got a little bit from here. We've got a little bit of a drive. Then I'm assuming we're going to have a little bit from the airport. Then I know I've added in some of my own footage, because I can remember filming that, so I dropped and dragged the correct file in. And then it's going to be a bit of a, well, I don't know. So I don't know what to expect for the next couple of minutes, but at least you can see all these people that are coming this way, they've just landed. So all the people that are coming in, they're coming in from the airport, I would imagine, or maybe different bits and pieces, or just going off for a different island. The boats themselves run just like a bus service, like they do in the UK, or just like a train service, apart from they're on time. So that is a big difference as well. Obviously, if there is huge weather issues and big storms, that is the only thing that you've got to be careful of. But we didn't have that problem. We had a lot of bad weather. There was a lot of problems in Manila with regards to flooding and things like that. But we were okay, so we didn't have to worry about it too much. And it was obviously really nice to wake up to a nice bit of sunshine, not worry about anything too much, because you know the boats and everything are going to be running perfectly fine. And we gave ourselves, I think we gave ourselves about 3.5 hours from leaving the hotel to when our flight was due to go out. So I think we get there with loads and loads of time. I think actually no, it's a lie. We gave ourselves 3 hours. So we knew it was roughly about an hour, and it did literally take an hour to get there. And then we had 2 hours for a short haul flight, which is what recommended anyway. The airport, like I said, is really busy, but it is very, very small. So you're going to have to take yourself some snacks and things, because you could be queuing up for food for quite a while. So just make sure you've got the bits and pieces that you need, especially if you've waked up. Luckily for us, we did manage to have breakfast before we left, so we utilised the free breakfast that was included within the hotel, and that was lovely. So it was, again, highly recommend just staying there. The food is great, the service is fantastic, the location as well just keeps everything really, really easy. But if you can't stay there and it's full and you go somewhere else, I'm sure there'll be lots and lots of beautiful hotels that you can stay at, and then you just don't have to worry about anything whatsoever. But if you can get some breakfast in before you leave, that makes life a lot easier, because by the time we landed, got our suitcase, realised that there's absolutely no hope of getting to Davao whatsoever, because we would have been maybe 2 days apart. I think that really was never ever going to work. We then had to wait a good few hours at the airport until we flew off to the next destination anyway, because like I said, it wasn't planned at all, but we just managed to get there, and it was all good. Manila has so many different places to eat. That airport is really easy to navigate. It's all on separate floors. So you've got the check-in bit, that's all on the one floor with regards to you then flying away. If you go up to the next level, that is where all the food bits are, so you can eat before you even check into the flight and then go through security. And there's loads and loads of places up there. You've got a big 7-Eleven, you've got all sorts of other bits and pieces up there as well. And it is really, really simple with regards to just grabbing yourself something to eat, getting yourself plenty of snacks in case you have got a long flight. Obviously, just be careful of the fluids. But again, with Manila, because it is a big main airport, when you go through security, you can buy anything that you want with regards to food and drink anyway, and then you can obviously just take it onto the plane with you if required, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But again, you can see where we're at the moment. The traffic there's hardly anything about, so that's why it does not take that long to get to the airport. When we get close to the outside of the airport, that's obviously where it starts to bottleneck up, and it is very much a case of the drivers pull up right outside the front door. I mean literally outside the front door, throw all the bags out, driver gets in, shoots off, and obviously just swings all the way back around again, and we'll just pick up another load of people, and then you can just turn around straight through security. Now what you do need with this airport, and I'm assuming it's a thing that they do in the Philippines, before they allow you into the airport, you have to have proof of a flight. Now if you are a foreigner like myself that cannot get internet but needs Wi-Fi, be clever, screenshot your flight details from your email, and then just have it in your camera roll as the first photo. So when you get to the airport, you literally show them that with the QR code, and they're in, done, thanks very much, and then you just go through that bit. Then you go in, then you've got to go through the actual security, which is obviously where you then put your bits and pieces through, and then I think we'll see just how small the airport is. So there's no stress involved whatsoever. But all of the airports that I have been to be able to get into the main bit of the airport, you do need proof of flight. Manila, on the other hand, you don't need proof of flight to grab anything to eat, but to get in and around to be able to then go into the check-in bit, you have to show them that you do have a flight at that point. But this is here, so the departures that we pulled up, literally pulled straight up, and we are at the departure bit. You can see you've got the little line that you go around. You just need proof of your flight. Show the security guard all the bits and pieces that you need to do, so that's all nice and easy, and then you are good to go. So you just have it on your phone, have it ready. You can see how quick all these people are going. You've literally just got to either have the paperwork in your hand or you just have it on your phone. Show them, done, thanks very much, and then you just move straight through, and then you move straight on. So the process to get through this part of security really is very, very simple indeed. You just walk through the doors, put your bits and pieces through the airport scanners, and then you basically go to the small little tiny little check-in desk. From there, you've got a couple of waiting rooms, and then you just jump on the plane. So it is a really simple airport to navigate. But we are now going to jump straight to the buses. Now, this is where I have never experienced this. I've been on a bus before, and I had quite a long drive before to get to a plane on the way up here. But I have never ever had to do this. So at the same time, every single one of these buses basically now just race each other down the main runway. So there is only one runway on this island, and obviously they're doing this between the flights landing, so they've got to be very, very quick so the other flights don't get delayed, because we are having to go from there all the way up to where the airplane is chilling out for us then to fly out. So this is why I could not show you, and this is the bit that actually the light bulb has just gone off, that when you get off and you land and you get out, that's why it's just a really small standalone place where you just get your luggage from, because you'll see it in about a minute or so's time as we're shooting down the runway, that when you get off the plane, you just walk out, collect your luggage, and then you just zigzag down, and then that's where the pickup point is to get back to where we basically come from in reverse. So I completely forgot about this bit until, well, now really. So as you can see, we are all turning right. Luckily nobody has overshot the corner. As you can see, off you go. There's a main road strip where that tree line is. Where that tree line is actually where you will get onto the other bits of transportation, and then you will just come all the way back down and just do everything that we've done in reverse. Now there is not that long left. We are 27 minutes into a 33-minute video, and we have still got to get to Manila. Quick snippet of Manila. Then we do land in the next place as well, and we've got all the bits and pieces about why Davao can't happen. So we are basically going to jump 3 different places in the Philippines in the next couple of minutes. So I'm going to have to speak very, very quickly. So I do apologise if you can't really understand my accent. I have tried to slow down my speaking on this a little bit, but I am going to have to speak my normal pace in a second, because there is a lot of short, sharp snippets of photos and videos that I know aren't that long. I am not 100% sure what is coming, so I'm going to have to explain everything that we're about to see. Now you can see you've got Air Asia, and then a little bit further back from that we are looking for the yellow fin. So we are with Cebu Pacific, so there is our beautiful plane. That is the one that we are going to be going on. We wrap it all the way around the outside, but if you keep and pay attention, the furthest building, that is where you walk into to then get your suitcases and bits and pieces from. And yes, I know it says do not sit here, but we were told to sit there, so there's nothing I could do about it. So you've got a little short walk from there to basically collect your luggage, and then once you collected your luggage, you walk down a little ramp, get on the transportation, and go off and explore the island. It is that simple. So deep breath. We have mobile phone footage, and it does not belong to me. We are making our way up and on to the plane. I'm not 100% sure how long this lasts for, but at the same time, it's really nice to see all of this. So again, there's your building to the right-hand side. When we did this from Manila, we had to have a umbrella because it was raining so much, but it's nice to see. Right, so here we go. So you've got some nice footage from the window, because Admira had a nice window seat, I do believe quite close to the front of the plane. I was all the way at the back of the plane. I think I was in the middle. So that is what it looks like with one photo. Then as you fly, just look at the beauty of the sky and the clouds. It doesn't look real, does it? It looks gorgeous. Right, this is Manila. It looked very, very busy. There was loads of delays, so we couldn't do it. From there, we then had a bite to eat. This is Admira looking happy that she's got some food. And then this is her fast asleep. She's going to kill me for that one. And then we are here. This is outstanding. This is where we decided we were going to fly to. Keep your eyes peeled for this video because it is breathtaking. So we end up here at Puerto Rico Princess Airport. This is us now walking again. They got a habit of just walking past all the planes on the runway. And then we've got the baggage claim. From the baggage claim, you then find your suitcase. Nice and simple. Same process. From here, you walk out the front door. So that is literally the whole length of the airport. So again, it's another small island airport. And then you come to this middle island just here. And there is a person that is giving out the tickets for you to get on another e-trike. And then they'll take you to where you need to go. So we are now going to a hotel that was booked about 3 hours previous, and then when we get to the hotel we then have to book the transportation to go to where we need to go to, which is hours and hours away, and we all managed to get done straight away. So there was absolutely no messing about. We did not get to explore what we are seeing now. We just drove it at night. Be careful with booking.com though, because this was supposed to be in walking distance for the hotel from the airport, but apparently it was the old airport. So this is where we end up staying. This is a very huge and very nice hotel. It was perfect for what we needed. So a quick hotel room tour, because like I said, this is all very, very spontaneous. This was booked after we booked the flight when we were having lunch, and we managed to book all of it before that beautiful food actually arrived. So we managed to book the different hotels and a flight in about 20 minutes, and then we had a huge delay, which was sod's law. So even though it was on time, I think it was then delayed. So we had a bit of a delay, hence why Admira ended up falling asleep. I can't blame her, to be honest, because we were at that airport for ages. And then we checked in, and then we got here absolutely no problem, but there was just a little bit of a delay, so we did lose a little bit of a time. So we did get here quite late in the evening, and that was a story basically of all of my travel bits and pieces. There was always something that there was a bit of a knock-on effect, but it didn't matter too much, so it was all right. But again, the room itself was amazing. The beds were very, very comfortable, but we did have a very, very early wake-up call. So I think now we were probably about 11 p.m. plus, and I think we're up before 5 o'clock in the morning to get picked up. I think it's 6. If not, they rang at 5:30 to collect us at about 5:45 to then take us to El Nido. So you have all of that to come in the next video. So I'm going to try and put together a highlight reel of how you get from here to the actual island that we're going to. The drive itself was just insane, just with the views and everything. It was a beautiful long drive, so you got all of that to come through. But if I could have stayed here for a few nights, it had everything you wanted. The shower was amazing, really cold fridge. You had filtered water just on the side. You had water and hot water on the outside if you needed to. You can see you got different menus for things if you needed anything like that. And there was a convenience store which was 24 hours directly over the road. So if you need any snacks or anything fizzy, you could get all of that absolutely no problem. Again, big chairs. This was just a standard room. Don't know what that actually was in there. I think it was actually stuck in. It wasn't moving around. So I'm not too sure if that was just a little bit of wood or whatnot. But again, nice TV. Didn't even have time to turn it on because that busy. Aircon was a dream because it was so, so hot in here. So you can see that's the aircon unit up at the top. And that worked absolutely fine. But guys, that is it. And I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Lots and lots of adventures, all to be added in to the Philippines playlist. So we have just traveled 4 different places and we're not even where we need to be. So again, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.